Hi, my name is Tori. I'm a specialty designer here at Advanced Design Studio, and today we are going to be talking about your questions involving permitting. So why is obtaining a construction permit necessary for a home renovation? There are a few major reasons why you'd want to obtain a permit for your project, and the top ones are that it ensures that all of the work is being done up to code with local regulations and is protecting the investment of your project. So what kind of residential projects should you be obtaining a permit for? Although permitting is at your discretion, Advanced Design does highly recommend that no matter how big or small the project is, we do obtain a construction permit. It just ensures that everything goes smoothly and everything is done correctly. So what services are included in professional permit management? Here at Advanced Design, our permit management includes researching the village for any requirements in order to submit for a permit. We do handle the initial application and we submit that to the village. We handle all revisions that the village may require when it comes to building codes, drawings, or any sort of setup for your project. We also make sure that us and any other subcontractors that we are using for the project are registered with the village. We schedule and attend any required inspections of the village for your project. And we also handle all of the project to village communication so that you don't have to. Advanced Design Studio does require a one-time fee in order to perform all of these services for your project. The biggest risk of not obtaining a construction permit for your project is the possibility that work might be halted or even stopped. Any inspector from the village at any time can see that a job is being performed and they can enter at any time. And if this does happen and the job is not permitted, the village will require us to stop all work until we can obtain a permit. Additionally, this can result in the owner of the home being fined. Not permitting a project also runs the risk of slowing down any future projects or renovations that you might want to do to your home, as in future inspections, if an inspector finds unpermitted work from the past, they may require you to go back and redo that work so it is up to code before continuing your current project. At Advanced Design, we do make sure all of our work is licensed and up to code regardless of whether or not you decide to permit the renovation. What costs are associated with obtaining a construction permit and how are they determined? The village solely determines the cost of your construction permit. Sometimes this cost is a percentage of the project in general, and other times the village will create their own fees depending on what they have to do in order to review the permit for the project. The permit cost for a bath renovation could vary greatly from the permit cost of a basement renovation or a kitchen renovation. Permit price can also vary greatly from village to village. We are usually able to give you an estimate on how much your permit might cost depending on the scope of work. However, the cost of your permit isn't fully determined until the village is able to review the permit and release it back to us. What is a performance bond and why is it required for your project? A performance bond is essentially an insurance policy for your renovation. Some villages require small ones, other villages will require larger ones. If you're not permitting through a company that includes performance bonds with their permitting services, the homeowner would be solely responsible for providing the bond to the village. Village bonds are mainly to ensure that the general contractor remains responsible if anyone were to damage village utilities or property during your project. Bonds are not required for every single project. However, we are usually able to research this for you on the village website before we submit your permit. How long does the permit process usually take, and what factors can affect this timeline? The permitting process depends on the village, the scope of work for your project, and the size of your project. The permitting process can take weeks or even months in order to acquire and get through initial inspections in order to start the project. It could take longer to permit an entire house renovation as opposed to a powder bathroom renovation. The permitting process usually varies from village to village, and some things that can affect this timeline are Revisions. If the village decides that something is in our plans that they don't necessarily like or isn't up to their requirements, they may require us to change drawings or descriptions in the scope of work in order to match up with what they require. What is the benefit of choosing a design-build approach for permitting your project? The largest benefit of choosing Advanced Design Studio's design-build approach is that we are trying to make this process as enjoyable and stress-free as possible for you. So we handle everything with the village and permitting so that you don't have to. Permitting can be a long, stressful, and complicated project, but when you choose to pair with Advanced Design Studio, we handle everything for you so we can keep your project as enjoyable and stress-free as possible. If you have any questions about permitting for your project, feel free to reach out to your designer. Thanks for watching our video, and we'll see you soon.